What do you do? I'm iRuth399 and this is the GTA 5 chat show, and today we're going to be breaking down another artwork that was released by Rockstar a little while ago. This came in coupling with the trunk that we saw the other week. If you want to see my breakdown of that, there should be a link to it in the description below or an annotation on the screen. So let's get straight into Vinewood, which is the name of this here, breakdown of artwork. And it's quite a simple one, but there's quite a bit we can get from it. In fact, the most important thing about this artwork here, I think, is the weapon that we've got Michael holding. Right? It seems to me, it looks to me like an M4. It could be an M16 of some kind or a different variation of that kind of weapon. However, it is an assault rifle, and it's to me an M4. Right? I'm no gun expert, but from my experience, that's what an M4 looks like. But not just the weapon, right? Because we've seen the AK-47 a couple of times throughout, different assets of GTA 5. But what is on that weapon? On the top there, you can see some kind of scope. I'm not sure if that's a red dot or an ACOG. To me, it looks like an ACOG sight. And on the end of the barrel, we've got a muzzle flash hider, yeah. Suppressor, whatever you want to call it, right? Silencer, whatever the name is, there are two attachments on this weapon. Alright, I'm not sure if this is just a gun that you'd pick up off of the street, or something you'd pick up off the street naked and dress in terms of attachments, suppressor and the sight. It's interesting to me because why would you need a sight in a third-person shooter? It doesn't make sense, does it? You're always looking over the shoulder, not down the sight of a weapon. So, this is my theory. When you've got any weapon, to be honest, right, without any attachments on whatsoever, you can bring it up and you'd shoot normally, like any other GTA game that has ever been. However, if you've got that attachment on, the sight, when you pull up, the weapon, the crosshair is smaller than it was. I think the weapons are going to have crosshairs instead of the kind of the circle target finder like it had before. But I think the crosshairs will get a little bit tighter, similar to how it was in Modern Warfare 2's third-person cage match. I don't know if anybody played that, but when you picked up the sight with any kind of attachment on, you'd actually have a more accurate firing thing. So I think that's what might happen. The silencer, I do think it will have an effect, though. I think it will suppress noise like it does, that's its job, but I think it'll stop you being found by coppers as well. Where are we? In front of the Vinewood sign. There's a bit of the first trailer here towards the end where you've got a plane coming over the top and going through into Los Santos. That's where we are, if you ask me. Fine diddly dee. There is an aircraft on the top left hand side of this image. I'm going to zoom into it a little bit. I have no idea what that is. However, I can say I don't think it's the same one we've seen throughout the other images. For example, the pest control one. I don't think it is, because it just seems to be that little bit bigger. A different shape, let's say. However, it could be. I mean, I don't know whether we'll be able to fly that or not, but until it's it's not in focus. That's what I mean. You can't see any detail on it. There isn't any. It's just an outline and a shadow, if you ask me. I can't identify that, but it does look quite large. It probably, if I had to guess, it might be some kind of cargo carrier, but I may be wrong on that one. Either way, what do you think of this little, this little artwork? I think it's quite nice. I don't think it's one that's been made to show something like it was with the trunk. I'll show you that one here again. You've got the three main characters looking into the boot of a car. I don't think it is that. I think it's just one, just showing the weapon, showing the scenery, and Michael with that helicopter, with that plane in the top left hand side there, just purely for the looks, instead of trying to show you something about the game, like the trunk was. Of course, you've got the gun and there and what have you. But what do you think about it? I quite like it. I think it's quite cool. Would you like to see me break down another artwork that Rockstar released a while back? I've been iRuth399. Go ahead, leave a like if you did enjoy, and if you want to see more of this, subscribe, because I'm uploading pretty much every day. I've done my best to do that. I didn't upload yesterday on Saturday the 12th because I was working, but I do my best. Either way, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.